Hey everyone, so I've been offering Google Ads as my service for my business for around a year and a half now, and I want to take you through the steps that I went through to learn the skill, to get good at it, and to actually become confident enough to start offering it to other businesses. So let's go. And so I started where most of us start, on this platform, watching heaps of YouTube videos of different people talking about Google Ads and the best way to kind of understand it all. Now, I wanted to kind of break it down into a few different sections in terms of how I was learning it to feel that I was understanding it in the best way possible. So I started off by learning the foundations of Google Ads. I wanted to get a proper understanding as to, the purpose of Google Ads, the benefits of it, what businesses can actually utilize it to their advantage, and in general, what can businesses get out of advertising on Google if it's done the right way. Because I understand the importance of any type of service or skill that you want to start to learn, you really need to understand the foundations first. Once I got a better understanding of it all, I then went into learning one campaign type at a time. So if you're familiar with Google Ads, there is a lot of different campaign types that you can actually launch for a business. So instead of trying to learn everything at once, I broke it down into kind of the most common one first. So that was search campaigns. So I wanted to learn as much on that as possible, get a proper understanding of it all. So I started to watch heaps of videos on search campaigns first, because that is pretty much where a lot of businesses start when they're launching their Google Ads account and all the campaigns in there. Most people will start on a search campaign. Then once I felt confident in the actual search campaign structure and everything you have to do for it, I then started to learn all the other types of campaigns after that. So I would definitely recommend you taking it one campaign at a time. Don't overwhelm yourself and try to learn everything at once. Now, it's also important to note, I was watching a lot of different channels with a lot of different approaches as well. A lot of people have different opinions into what kind of structure to have the search campaigns or any other campaign type. So I like to watch all the different types of opinions of what people were doing to understand all the approaches and then kind of pick one that I felt made the most sense to me and that I can actually implement for businesses that I want to offer the service to. So I think it's definitely worth understanding all the different types of approaches so that way you're aware whenever someone's referencing one type of approach is a comparison to someone else's. Now, I need to also mention that it's very important to watch more recent updated videos on kind of how to learn Google Ads or any particular service. But I know with Google Ads in particular, there has been a lot of changes in the past couple of years. So I personally wasn't watching a lot of videos that were older than 2 years old, because I just felt like a lot had changed since then, even like the interface and the structure and everything like that. So I was trying to watch a bit more recent videos. So I can definitely recommend you doing that as well, depending obviously on the skill you're wanting to learn. But something like Google Ads has a lot of changes in the past 6 to 12 months. So I wanted to try and watch as many up-to-date videos as possible. However, in saying that, if there are older videos, if they are talking about more foundational things, then it's still worth watching because usually those core values and foundations don't change. But if it's more about a step-by-step tutorial, that's probably when you want to watch a more recent video. The second way I started to learn a lot as well was after I was watching these particular YouTube videos, I obviously had some questions following up on what I just watched. So what I was doing was I was then going to search those questions, just a general Google search, and reading a lot of articles, blogs, and stuff like that, just to get a proper understanding of the certain questions I had if I couldn't find them answered in the video. There's a lot of helpful Google Ads support articles on that as well. So they actually have dedicated pages explaining a lot of the things that they actually offer on their platform. So that was very, very helpful, and it would definitely be very helpful for you if you were to use the Google Ads support pages and articles as well whenever you have certain questions, especially after watching a video. If you're unsure about something that they've mentioned, definitely worth doing a bit more of a search, and that way you can get a further understanding on top of that video you had already watched, which is what I was doing, and I found it very beneficial because I was able to get a bit more of an in-depth understanding into one particular aspect in the Google Ads service, and I was applying that every single time I had any questions that came to mind. I would quickly go and search that, whether it be to watch another video or to read other articles. Now, doing those two things, you will get a pretty good understanding of any service that you're learning. I got a very good understanding of Google Ads by just, like I said, watching those YouTube videos and different tutorials, as well as doing my own research to the questions that I had. I then felt much more confident in kind of how it all works, the structure, the campaign types, and things like that. So just doing those two things will get you a lot more further in your journey than you were at the start. Now, once you've felt that you've got a bit more confidence in it all and you understand how things work and run to a pretty decent level, I personally started to then invest into courses that were, on offer online that would go into a bit more in-depth detail of, structures and campaign types and, best practices and things like that. So definitely, if you have the money to do it, invest into some courses on particular YouTube creators that you liked or trusted with what they were showing already on their YouTube platforms. If they do offer a bit more of an in-depth course, definitely worth checking that out. That's what I did, and it helped me a lot to kind of understand the more specific details that maybe aren't always spoken about on general YouTube videos. However, if you don't have the money to spend on courses, if you just do those two things I've already mentioned, you can definitely get by with that to start off. It will give you enough of a foundational knowledge to be able to, like I said, confidently approach the Google Ads structure as a whole and to start offering it to people. And then once you feel like you've saved up a bit more money or you've gotten a bit more of an income, I would definitely recommend reinvesting into courses so that way you can get that bit more specific knowledge onto certain areas on the platform. So once I did all that, this is when I wanted to start actually applying the skills that I've learned, because I feel like it's one thing to just, consume videos and books or articles and things like that and learn, but it's another thing to actually start to apply it yourself. Applying this skill will help you learn much more and will even accelerate that learning because you're forced to understand and learn more than you thought you already had the knowledge of. So what I did then was I started to reach out to anyone that I knew that owned a business or wanted to try Google Ads as well, and just told them, look, I'm happy to help you out and you were helping me out as well. So essentially we're doing each other a favor. So I was asking anyone I knew who had a business, look, do you want to try some Google Ads? I've got a better understanding now. I've learned it recently. I've spent the past couple of months learning it all. And I'd love to help you out, and you will do me a favor as well to kind of confirm my skills and give me that confidence to actually say that I can get people results. So I found a couple of friends who were willing to do that, and what I did was I didn't charge them or anything like that. It was purely just experience for me and hopefully some return on investment for them as well, because they're already covering the ad spend. So I didn't want to charge them on top my fee. And at the start, to be honest, I didn't even know how much I should be charging or anything like that. So because you're still learning, I would recommend just doing it for free to start off, especially if it's for someone you know. You're doing them a favor, they're doing you one. So me personally, I was happy with that because you're just gaining a lot of knowledge and experience. So I offered it to the few people that agreed to try it out with me. I offered it to them for free. And you can just be honest to them. Say, look, I've been learning it the past couple of months. I do feel very confident in my abilities, but obviously I want to try it out to confirm that I'm able to get you results. And then hopefully you can get many others results as well. So you can be honest with them. I was. And within a couple of months, I was able to gain that confidence because I was getting those people results. They were seeing results within the first 4 to 6 weeks. And that's when I was able to kind of get that reassurance for myself that yes, okay, I know what I'm doing. I was able to get these people results, and obviously you're constantly learning anyway. So as we were, increasing the budget on the campaign, and the campaign was maturing, I was able to, use a few more different tactics and skills that I had learned and implement them in those campaigns. And I was able to, like I said, just give that reassurance to myself that I was able to get businesses the results that they were looking for. When I started to see that, I then felt confident enough to reach out to other businesses and actually offer them the service with confidence, start to actually tell them that I can get you this particular result and show them proof as well. You can use those first few experiences that you do for free as proof, as results to other businesses. And then I also started to just feel much more confident with charging for the service, because I knew that my abilities were to a decent standard that I can actually get the results for the businesses. And look, skills like this, marketing skills or anything related to, helping other businesses, it's a constant learning journey. So you're not gonna, ever know it all, but you'll definitely get to a higher standard than you were initially and at the start of your journey. So don't ever feel like, I have to get to a point where I know everything before I offer it to businesses, because you're never gonna know everything. But you will get to a point where you're much more confident in getting them the results that they'll be looking for, where it's worth it for them, and obviously you can benefit out of it as well by charging for the service and growing your business as a whole. So that's my experience with how I started to learn a high income skill, learn Google Ads, and get a better understanding of it all, to then get to a point where I was offering it to other businesses with confidence. So hopefully that's helped you. If you are struggling to kind of start, or where you're not sure where to start, just use the steps that I did. Trust me, they will be very beneficial to you. You'll start to get a bit more of an understanding of everything, and then slowly everything will start to make more sense, and then in general you'll just have more confidence in everything. So I also will be releasing a lot more Google Ads content to help anyone who is kind of on the journey of wanting to know a little bit more about it all and to learn how it all works. So stay tuned for more videos on that. Hope you enjoyed this video. Take care.